Hello Aries, and welcome to your reading for the week of March 26th through April the 8th, 2024. This is a reading for you if you are Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, or have some other significant Aries placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you. If you do enjoy this video, please hit the thumbs up and also leave me a comment if you choose. And if you hit subscribe and then the notification bell, then you'll know when these readings come out roughly every 2 weeks. Because I do Aries through Virgo 1 week, and I will do Libra through Pisces another week. And I do, because I do these big astrological readings that take a little bit of time, so I like to make sure that I have plenty of time and I'm not rushing through them every week. If you are returning to this channel, welcome back. It's good to have you again. And for everybody here, I do hope that this reading turns out to be beneficial and fruitful. We do have some major astrological things coming up this week. We have, by the time you're watching this reading, there's going to be a lunar eclipse that probably have already occurred. And then we are going to have, that, which is on March the 25th. And then on April the 8th, the last day for this reading, we are going to have a solar eclipse. And depending on where you are, I mean, it's either Aries Libra, or it's, if you're doing Vedic astrology, we're looking at Virgo Pisces axis for in terms of where the, what sign the eclipses are in. But we've got, so those are, the eclipses always bring big changes. They bring big revelations. They can bring shocks. They can bring sudden changes. Okay, so we have that. And then in addition, we have Mercury retrograde going on. So this is definitely a period for reevaluation. So in the midst of change, this is also a time when we need to sit back, reevaluate, think about things, and not necessarily sign any contracts or start something new right now. This would just be a time of showing us, revealing things to us that we need to know for the path forward, I guess is the best way to put that. Now, if you're not familiar with how I do readings, I do a full astrological spread, meaning that the positions of the cards are in the houses of astrology. Okay, so if you're not familiar with astrology, it generally goes Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, the 12 signs of the zodiac, and each one of those signs and houses has a certain association. And what the card, I will read the cards in terms of that particular association. So you will see how that works if you're not familiar. The decks I'm using, as always, are Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche, and I am using the Tarot of the Spirit deck this week. That one felt like the right one to use. And of course, our extra oracle card that we pull at the end will be from, in honor of the eclipses, the Moonology deck. So now you'll notice, if you're familiar with these readings, that I have the cards turned upside down. I don't know, that felt like the right thing to do this time. So let's see how that goes. Let's start from the beginning. Okay, so Aries, this is the first position. Aries is about you, your personality, how you present yourself to the world, your identity, what you think your identity is, what you identify with in the outer world and how people see you. Okay, so we're starting out with the Twins card. Okay, so the Twins is strong Gemini energy, and when the Twins comes up here, I feel like it's saying that that you're showing two different sides of yourself. Okay, so there may be a version of you that you are presenting to people, and there may be other things about yourself, maybe things that you are thinking about privately that you are not actually sharing with others. So it could be that for one group of people, you're acting one way, and for another group of people, you may be acting a different way. Sometimes this card also will come up if our feelings are being influenced by someone, like if our personality, if we are being affected by someone. So for example, somebody who falls in love might find themselves sort of gravitating towards the interests and the things that their partner likes. So sometimes their personality may be reflecting more of what that other person's interests are, rather than strictly their own. So those are two possible interpretations. Remember, I'm going to give you the broadest possible interpretation for these houses because everybody's going to be different. It's a general reading. Now, our card to clarify that is the Six of Earth, which is called the Beauty card. Okay, so this is a card of support. It's called Beauty in this deck. This is a card that suggests that you are either supporting someone else or you are receiving support. And in connection with the Twins card here, there definitely seems to be this, this may alter this a little bit to suggest that this might be more about you giving of yourself or that you may be in a position of needing to receive from others. Give and take usually are two sides of the same spectrum. So there may be a certain element of both that's going on here. But you have this, yeah, so with the Six of Earth, with the Six of Pentacles, there definitely seems to be this, well, it's funny, because in one deck, this is sometimes called the card of compromise. So I do wonder, yeah, that does make me wonder about the interpretation of whether or not you may be showing two different sides of yourself, because maybe there's a view that you feel that you need to present to somebody, perhaps somebody who is helping you, okay, or is providing support or assistance, and maybe privately, maybe there's certain things you feel that you need not share with that person or with another group of people. So in any case, there's definitely kind of a dualism here that we're seeing in the first house that seems to be connected in some way to either support or being supported. Okay, second house is Taurus energy. Okay, and you have Hathor here. Now, Hathor is a very good card to have in the second house because Hathor is a card of, it's basically the cartouche equivalent of the Empress card. So it has a lot to do with abundance. It is Taurus or Virgo energy is usually how I read Hathor. So you have Taurus energy in the Taurus house. That's good. That's a good thing. Hathor can indicate finances or financial assistance potentially from a woman. That might apply to some people. It could also indicate that you are getting your finances organized. There's a very strong domestic feel to Hathor, or because it is connected to Venus energy, which again, this is also the house of Venus, this may also be connected to doing things for self-care or luxury or things like that. Both of those things could apply, but there's definitely this idea of, I feel, of laying down, planting the seeds, laying down the foundations for security in a very cozy and warm and more domestic or motherly kind of a sense. Or like I said, there could be somebody of this nature, maybe it is somebody's mother, who is assisting somehow financially. It doesn't have to be a mother, it could just be somebody who is being supportive, who believes in what you're doing, and maybe who you feel you have to behave a certain way for. We have it with the Four of Wind card, which is what they call mastery. Okay, now the Four of Wind is the equivalent of the Four of Swords, and it's interesting because we have these four like butterflies here. And the Four of Wind, we see, okay, this traditionally is a card of healing and recovery. Okay, so when this card comes up, mastery would mean, I would take on this particular deck to mean taking the external and the internal and kind of integrating everything, taking it into balance, healing yourself, taking some time out for yourself. So I feel like, yeah, in that case with Hathor, this could be a feminine energy, or this could just be you deciding that you need to spend some money on yourself, take some time out for yourself as a kind of healing. Sometimes it could be shopping therapy, could be that you decide to go for a massage, you could go for Reiki therapy, something like that. Something to, you may go get your hair done. All of these things are possible when we see this kind of energy, but there may be this desire to spend money either on beautifying yourself, but if not, then this would be a matter of recovering from something, I believe, and then trying to get your affairs organized. So again, it's going to depend. I know those are rather different interpretations, but they are both the elements of this card, so take what applies and leave the rest. Okay, third house, Gemini energy. Gemini is messages, communications. This is the house of Mercury, so this is the house where we might see the effects of retrograde. This has to do with also self-employment, if you have your own business, also sibling relationships, brother-sister relationships, and travel, but usually more quick, short distance travel rather than long journeys. Okay, and we do have water here. So indeed, water has to do with taking a trip of some kind. So there may be some kind of a short jaunt that you might be taking. Water implies, it does definitely implies movement. Okay, it could be traveling to water or near water. Maybe that's part of what we're seeing here in terms of recovery. Not necessarily. But this can also be messages that are very deeply emotional nature, or messages that are going to bring change and flow. If things have been stuck, this may be an energy that unsticks things for you. Now you have it with the Hermit, okay? And the Hermit is a card of going it alone, okay? So this may have to do with self-employment. Strong Virgo energy associated with the Hermit as well. So that also fits in with this idea of getting organized, getting things together, making changes. For some people, I feel like you may be, again, with this Four of Wind here, I feel like this is a sense of reevaluating, reflecting, and deciding what the best course of action is to move forward, to go with the flow of changes that are going on right now. It could be that there have been some things that have been a little bit of an upset on things, so really this is a matter of going with the flow. But the Hermit still indicates kind of going it alone, on your own. So there definitely seems to be, when I look at these first three houses together, this idea that you are working towards making some kind of changes. You are evaluating and reevaluating where you're at in life, where you are at with your finances, where you're at in terms of who you are, what you're projecting to the world, what you're communicating out. And this is suggesting that you are, what's kind of coming into my mind is you're thinking about a new way of doing things. I mean, water is about making changes fundamentally. It's also about taking care of your emotional health to some degree, which I think maybe is something, I mean, as an Aries, you tend to be very fiery and very determined to do things. And I think often that emotional part of yourself may be neglected in some capacity. So maybe there is a way to try to find kind of a work-life balance. That may be part of this as well. But one thing that is very good for Mercury retrograde is, I think what this is suggesting here is this is a very good time for reevaluation, rethinking things. Don't do things the same old way. Don't feel you have to. This is about taking stock of what's working and what's not working. And for some of you, this is going to be, this could be in sibling relationships, but I feel like it has more to do either with business or with recent communications that you've been getting with regard to something. This generally has to do with things that are more mundane rather than that are really deep. So, but that seems to be the retrograde message for you, seems to be reevaluate and then make changes. But some changes, like signing contracts and things, don't do that until after April 24th. Okay, so now 4th house is Cancer energy. This is your home, your ancestry, your family, you have your sense of security, your roots, all of that. Also mother energy connected with this. And indeed, the mother card shows up here. So I don't know. For some of you, I don't know if this is a connection to a family member or to your mother in particular that is connected somehow to your finances. That is possible for at least somebody watching this. But Isis can also indicate maybe you're connecting with your mother. Maybe your mother is somebody who's in need of care. Maybe they've been caring for you in some fashion. But there is a strong mother vibe, again, there's this whole element here I'm seeing of care, of healing, of taking time out. So publicly, maybe you're giving a lot publicly, but privately, there's a need for you to have this kind of nurturing, caring kind of an energy, whether it comes from your actual mother or not. Now you have it with the Wheel of Fortune card. So the Wheel of Fortune, okay, this is going to be one of the areas in which there is fundamental change for you, Aries. The eclipses bring big changes, and Wheel of Fortune, okay, it could bring a situation from the past back. That is possible with the retrograde. Okay, so for some of you, this may be a returning situation that you now need to rectify or deal with or think about. If there's not a returning situation, then the wheel may be turning forward and pointing you towards what the next steps are going to be, what your, for lack of a word, a destiny is going to be, where you're headed. Wheel of Fortune's a major arcana card, so this has to do with things that are out of our control. This is going to be changes that are coming, so some of the changes connected to the eclipse are going to be happening in your home environment, okay? There's a lot of information here about healing, so whether this is you, whether this is a family member, whether this is specifically somebody's mother, I don't know. But there definitely seems to be this give and take with people, and I feel like maybe this is something you're keeping to yourself. I feel like maybe this is something that publicly you're not showing this to people, but privately, yeah, there may be this healing that is going on that you're not showing to people. Okay, 5th house, this is Leo energy. This is creativity, children, love affairs. Can also have to do with recreation and leisure. Now we have the Buckle of Isis here. Okay, now, again, for somebody, when Buckle of Isis shows up in the 5th house, for somebody, and obviously this is not meant for everybody who's watching this, this could be a pregnancy, okay? We do see Hathor, Isis, and this. So for some of you, this is going to be a new baby that's coming in, that's going to factor into some situation, okay? So that may be part of the equation. Let's see what our second card is. We have the Moon, yeah. And the Moon card has to do with, that which is hidden, that which is intuited. Very, very strong feminine energy associated with the Moon. But moon also clouds things. There's things that we can't see. Could indicate something having to do with Cancer or Pisces. That's possible because the moon energies have to do with both. But there's definitely kind of an amorphous energy here. Now, if a baby is not on the table for you in your life, whether for you personally or somebody in your family, then this would certainly be about sacrifices that you are making in terms of either creative work or maybe in terms of a love affair. Maybe there's a love affair. Now, in terms of a love affair, this could be a situation where you're looking to make a commitment, but the moon indicates there may be something you're unsure about or something that you don't know with regard to a situation. So the moon, that Pisces energy is nebulous and cloudy. So we don't know exactly, it's the moonlight. We think we see what's going on, but we can't really be sure. So there may be some questions around commitment for you in a love affair. If you are thinking about getting involved with someone, maybe it's a case of I would like to get involved with someone and maybe get into a serious relationship, but there's all this cloudy things that I don't know that's making me go, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. When we look at the 7th house, we'll see how that might connect in. But yeah, this is okay. So and if it doesn't have to do with either love or children, because like I said, these houses have a lot of different meanings and not all of them are going to apply to you, then I would suggest that efforts that you are putting into a creative project or venture, maybe something connected to a business, that right now they are going to yield fruit, but right now that might not be apparent to you. You may be kind of fumbling around in the dark, so to speak, with something. But it is suggesting that I think what the phrase coming into my mind with this right now is just because you don't see your dreams manifesting yet doesn't mean that they're not manifesting. Doesn't mean it's not happening. Okay. So yeah, there could be some nebulous confusion, but again, that is very typical of this time. You may be still resolving past issues with the retrograde coming up. So yeah, take that as it resonates for you. Okay, 6th house is Virgo energy. This is health. This is the house of worry and anxiety. It's the house of work in the sense of service. So a job that you might have where you work for somebody else as opposed to self-employment and as opposed to career, because sometimes people just take on jobs to bring in some extra income, and it may or may not also be connected to their career, or may or may not be their career. So yeah, so this is the energy that we have for Virgo. And we have Thoth with the 1 of Earth. Okay, now the 1 of Earth is the Ace of Pentacles. It's a financial card. So this is saying new financial opportunities. Maybe this is a new job for somebody, or just some kind of a new, and again, we have this idea of service here. So I don't know, there's going to be some kind of a change coming about for some of you financially here. Now we do have Thoth here. So again, we have another card connected to healing. Now Thoth can have to do with other things as well. It can have to do with timing, the timing being right for something. So it does have a lot to do with divine timing. But Thoth can also have to do, for some people, it can have to do with things having to do with writing or teaching. That might be, in terms of employment, that might be the case for somebody. So maybe there's that writing, teaching kind of energy. And Thoth can also be, can also have to do with health specifically. So for some people, again, this could be, being it's a 6th house of health, this could have to do with healing for some people. We're seeing a lot of energy of healing here. So whether this is physical or emotional healing, it does seem like you have been going through some kind of process of healing from something, Aries, and that you've needed to take care of yourself. Whether you've really been doing that or not is another story. But the good news about Thoth, if it does have to do with health, is that it's usually a card of good health. It indicates that health, your health is going to be improving or on the up and up. Now, again, my caveat when I bring up anything related to health in this particular spread is, again, if you're experiencing symptoms, don't say, oh, well, the tarot reader said it's fine, so I'm not going to worry about it. Definitely see your doctor. I'm not a doctor, okay? So just throwing that, I always throw that little caution in there. But nonetheless, there does feel like there's something, again, with this Wheel of Fortune down here, I feel like there's just something that's coming in that's happening at the right time. And with this 1 of Earth, yeah, it's something new. So if this is about a worry or concern, then this would seem to indicate that some kind of new start is on the horizon, perhaps something that perhaps connected to health, perhaps connected to work, or just something that's coming to you at the right time. Maybe there's things that haven't been happening that you've been waiting for. Or maybe, who knows, maybe even with some of this, maybe an illness, or if somebody is pregnant, it may be saying that this is going to require a new, there may be a change. Somebody may decide to change their job, or maybe go to different hours, or shift around, or start doing something different. I mean, all those things are possible here, but it definitely seems like there's some kind of a new beginning here. And if this is about a worry or anxiety, then this would be suggesting to you that new beginnings will occur at the right time. So, yeah, lots of pieces to that one. 7th house, Libra energy. Libra has to do with partnerships. So it has to do with relationships, both marriages, so things that are committed. We were looking at the possibility for somebody of, not sure about a commitment down here. But it's some people, if you're already married, then obviously this would have to do with your spouse. It could have to do with somebody who's a business partner. It could have to do with, and somebody with whom you have a legal contract. So this is Libra energy. And our first card here is Sirius. Okay, so Sirius is a card of, as a partner card, this is typically represents somebody who's physically strong and perhaps also very physically attractive, okay? Sirius also, though, has strong Aquarian energy to it, so it could be somebody who is a deep thinker, or who just has, a mind that is able to see outside of certain confines. Or this could be you. This could be telling you, maybe there's a physical attraction to somebody. Maybe that's what it's talking about down here. Maybe it's saying, okay, you're thinking about making a commitment. I can talk to somebody, but that commitment may have to do with, it may be that right now you feel there's more of a physical attraction here. That's entirely possible. It could also indicate somebody who is connected with doing some kind of physical work of some kind. That is also possible here, like somebody who, say, is a personal trainer or a sports person, or works out or something like that. That's possible, not necessary, and not the usual interpretation. But overall, I would say, just as a card, this could indicate a situation in some kind of partnership where maybe you're taking the rough with the smooth right now. It is card number 15, which is 6, and it's interesting that you have a 6 of Earth in the other here, because 1st and 7th houses are across from each other, so the oppositional houses often have a connection to each other. Oh, wow, and you have it with the Tower. Okay, so the Tower, okay, something's coming in with regard to a relationship that's very unexpected. Not something you can't handle, okay, something that you can handle, but the Tower comes up when there is and the Tower is card number 16. Okay, so this is 16. I'm feeling like with this that there is, you've got this number, the 7 energy, 25, and you've got 7. Okay. So, okay, the Tower can indicate this, okay, we talking about eclipses as revealing truths. This would indicate a truth being revealed here. Now, the Tower does not have to be a negative. A lot of times people see it and they say, oh no, everything's going to fall apart. I mean, if you are in a relationship situation that has been tense and ready to boil over, then the Tower indicates the Tower is going to collapse. Like something's going to give here, and there's going to be a chance to discuss things, or to have a new start, or to just, have some clarity on a situation. Excuse me. Have some clarity on a situation that perhaps has not been, that maybe has needed to be resolved for some time. Okay, this would be encouraging you to work through, and also to keep an open mind about a situation. Okay, rather than just simply, I don't feel like it's a situation where things are going to blow up and something's going to go away. I'm not seeing an ending. I'm seeing more of a trying to find a way to work through whatever truth is revealed here. Okay? Now, if this does have to do with somebody who you want to be married to or have a long-term commitment with, you have this Moon card here. So when I see the Moon with the Tower, this is suggesting, okay, whatever has not been clear here is going to become clear here. Okay? And this may require some effort or some work on your part to deal with it. But it's funny, I don't, normally you would see something like that and think, oh, this is a bad thing, there's going to be a relationship crisis, but this doesn't, it's weird, but it does not feel like a crisis to me, because you've got the buckle of Isis here, and you've got Sirius here, so this is just something where it's like, hey, you've got to put some work into this. You may make a discovery about something here, get this clarified. But, because right now I have a feeling that you have an illusory vision about something that's going on here, and this is going to bring in the truth. But it's definitely, these are definitely both cards of work, of making the effort, putting the sacrifice in. I feel like maybe this is a situation where you're not really clear on whether or not you should make the sacrifice. Like, I think you may be fearful of something, but there is going to be a truth that's going to be revealed, and this has to do with something that comes in suddenly. So that's why I feel like this has to do with the eclipse. So something is coming up here, and again, if this doesn't have to do with a love relationship or a marriage, this could have to do with something happening in your business life, a business partner, or somebody else with whom there's a significant contract or tie. I will mention also, and I think I mentioned this over in the third house, anything involving contracts right now, don't sign anything till after the 24th. Okay, let's go to the 8th house. This is Scorpio energy. And Scorpio is about transformation. Okay, so this is about really deep change, endings and beginnings. Okay, and also about other people's money. Okay, so we have the Ankh card first of all. So Ankh is a card of life in the house of life and death. So I don't know if there is a situation where somebody is concerned about the health of somebody. Maybe if there's an older relative or something and there's a concern about, well, how long is this person going to be with us or whatever. Or just maybe somebody who's ill, because there is a whole lot about illness here as well. Ankh suggests that this is a question, but in this particular position and in this way, I feel like this is suggesting, I don't know, it just feels like it's going to be a question, but when I see Ankh here, I'm not seeing cards down here that support, if you're worried about somebody passing, I'm not seeing that happening, okay? Because Ankh is usually a card of a long life, okay? So if you think somebody's going to go, somebody's time may be coming up soon, I think it might be being like, this person's got a long life. So that's a good thing, that's not a negative thing. But, and in which case, Thoth down here might indicate, when something's the right time, it'll be the right time. And this is something, focus more on life and not on, and on what brings you life and what brings you joy rather than rather than on loss. Okay, like Ankh is definitely focusing on life, and I feel actually, as a card of transformation, getting away from the life-death issue, this does have to do with just being joyful, like really dedicating yourself to where your heart is, not where your head seems to think it would be. A lot of times we spend a lot of effort saying, oh yeah, but this is what I need to do financially, this is what's good for me, and so forth. And yeah, finances are important. We're not saying they're not. But but the Ankh here suggests that your quality of life and your happiness are just as important, okay? Now you have it with Sister Wind, which is, in this deck, I want to say this is the Page of Swords. Okay, so Page of Swords, yeah, this is about information gathering, things that you need to learn. I feel like this is, you're moving towards this joyful spot, this feeling alive, this feeling of being, immersed in the joy of life. But it's a situation, there's a newness here with the Sister card. I mean, this is about learning things, about trying to find things out, and not always through the ordinary means. This is the equivalent of the Page of Swords card. So this is more about things that we kind of find out in a sneaky, not necessarily through direct means. It doesn't have to be sneaky, but it just might not be direct. So right now, this is good. This is definitely a time where you need to get correct information, okay? And that this is going to be leading you towards this really, like I said, Ankh is a wonderful card. That's actually a wonderful card to get. I mean, if you're transforming into a life that is being characterized by that, then you're actually moving into a very happy place. 9th house, Sagittarius energy. This is expansion of knowledge, higher education, deep thought, philosophy, religion, things like that. And also travel, long distance travel. So it has to do with all of these things. If the 3rd house has to do with more superficial thought, this is where we talk about deep thought and bigger questions. And okay, so we have the Scarab. There's a new beginning here. So this new beginning is either going to be connected to something that you've learned. Maybe you're going to be starting school, or Maybe if you're a teacher, you're going to be teaching. You're going to start start some kind of a new venture. That could be as well. Some people could be converting to a new religion or going to a new church or something like that. I mean, that's possible for some people. It can also indicate new beginnings that are going to happen through travel, through long distance travel. So this may be you picking up and getting ready to move away. I mean, all these things are possible. Or vice versa, maybe somebody is moving towards you. Now you have it with the Six of Water, okay, which is the Six of Cups. So yeah, again, we have this past energy, this returning energy from the past. Six of Water is like the Six of Cups, so there's something nostalgic here. There's something very family orientated, but it can also just refer to a past situation or negotiating a past situation, or something that puts you in a place that reminds you of the past. I feel that also now some people will say Six of Water too. They call this the card of faith here, and it's funny because this is the House of Faith. I feel like this card comes up when oftentimes when we are meeting up with a soul connection, like there's something significant going on with another person that is very, very important to us. Okay. So I don't know. This could be somebody from the past. It does not have to be. A lot of people assume this is a past person coming back, and I've not always found that that's the case. Sometimes it just means being able to return to being childlike or a childlike state. It can indicate a soul connection that is coming in that is very important. And it can also just indicate, being this is Mercury retrograde again, whatever new beginning is coming is going to bring about a resolution of the past. So all those things are possible. So take that as it resonates for you. Okay. 10th house is Capricorn energy. Capricorn is Saturn energy. It has to do with your career, your fame, your reputation, your legacy, how people see you, how you're recognized, what you want to be known for. Also strong father energy with this house. Okay, and you've got the Capricorn card in the Capricorn house, so that's also exalted. That's good. You have Ta. So Ta indicates that you are in the process of building something. This is building your temple, building your structure, building your reputation in your career. You are working very, very diligently and persistently with Ta. For some people, this could be literally doing something, working with their hands. It's possible. Somebody who is a stonemason or an architect or I mean, like architects, I guess, do more planning than they do actual building, right? But there's some situation where you may be physically, part of what you're doing might have to do with physical building, but it doesn't have to. And oftentimes this is just a card of, again, being diligently and persistently working at something. Now you have it with the Seven of Wind. Okay. This is the Many Tongues card. Now, Seven of Wind is like the Seven of Swords. This is a card of sabotage. Okay. And I don't feel like there is an external person there who is trying to sabotage your efforts. I mean, it's possible that there is, but I'm really not seeing it anywhere else. I could look at the 12th house and see whether or not there's any hidden enemies there. But really, most of the time when there's a saboteur in the situation, look in the mirror, it's us. That for some reason we may not be, we may be working at something, but we may be very pessimistic about something. Our mind may be saying, oh yeah, you did that, but is that really the best way to do it? Is that really enough money? Oh no, if you do this isn't really going to work. Like there's all those buts that we can talk ourselves into and sabotage our own efforts here. For some people, maybe this is a father figure who's a saboteur. Again, that's very specific and not necessarily the case, but that might apply to somebody watching this. The other possibility, though, here with the Seven of Wind is that we are dealing with something that has to be negotiated, okay? Because this may come up when we need to, again, it's funny because you've got the Page of Swords, the Sister Wind over here, and these are both cards of finding out information or doing things, but not directly, not above board, not telling people something, keeping something to yourself, trying to operate kind of behind the scenes rather than directly showing somebody something. So take this as it resonates here. It is possible, too, for some of you that you are diligently building something and maybe there's hidden information that you're not looking at or that you need to get. Okay. 11th house, this is Aquarius energy. This has to do with friendships. It has to do with your goals, what you want to manifest, people in your social network. And our card here is Nephthys. Okay, So this is energy, again, something that's hidden. So to me, in this particular house, it indicates that a hope or wish that you have is not, the manifestation of it is around the corner, but it has not happened yet, okay? Now, the card we have it with it is Mother Water, which is the Queen of Cups. And so this could be telling you, okay, these are both this is very much strong Pisces energy here. So I feel like this could be a situation where you have to rely on your gut instinct, or maybe you need to get in touch with your emotions. I mean, after all, we do see Ankh over here. So feelings do seem to be important. Plus we have another card of deep feeling. We have Isis down here. We have water. There's a lot of stuff here for you this time, Aries, about bringing emotions in and going more with trusting your gut instincts rather than necessarily trying to reason things out, or maybe listening to the scripts that play over and over again in your head. I mean, that might be your saboteur over here. Your way of like, well, this is how it has to go. So I don't know. There's something that there's definitely a hidden factor here with Nephthys. So either something is being hidden. It's something that's being hidden from you that's going to be revealed. Okay. There's a lot in here about secrecy, or about things kind of operating that are just outside your vision. Seven of Swords, Page of Swords. What was the other one about not being quite in your vision? It was over here. Oh yeah, the moon. You have the moon down here. And the fact that it's showing up here, this could even be somebody who's a friend, maybe a friend who you're thinking about making a lover. That is possible, okay, at least for some people. Maybe somebody who you have, because this is strong love and strong attraction. This could be an attraction to somebody. But again, I feel like something about it, this is hidden. This is something that you're not showing, okay? And yeah, right now, I feel like you're trying to navigate a situation, not showing everybody all your hand. You're still working on healing from something, but you're looking into moving something new, but you're not doing it in an open and direct way, okay? All right, so here's the 12th house. This is Pisces energy, and we have, okay, so Pisces energy is what you're afraid of, what's hidden, what is needing to, what is coming out here, what is the, what is that aspect that you're not showing to people? This is what you show people, this is what you're not showing people. Okay, so wow, you've got 10 of Wind and Seth. Now, Seth always draws a second card in Cartouche, and so the second card here would be Osiris. Yeah, for some people, this could be father energy, because Osiris is the father. I don't know if somebody has a father figure who's telling them things that maybe are making them anxious, or making them feel that delaying things, or making them feel that they can't succeed. Or maybe it's not even like your father actually saying something to you, but maybe it's an idea that you inherited from your father or a father figure in your family. That's possible. Although Osiris does seem to indicate there could be concerns about stability here too. About, yeah, I mean, if we're talking about possibilities here of efforts that are being made, whether or not these efforts are going to sustain us in some way. Osiris certainly promises stability, but you have it with the 10 of Wind, the Way of the Cross card. This is the 10 of Swords. So unconsciously, yes, something has most definitely come to an end for you. Maybe you're afraid of something coming to an end. I don't know. This, to me, I feel like this is connected to a relationship or relationship situation, because you have the Tower over here. But this is showing up in the House of Fear. So I don't know. To me, this is not a real ending. This is a fear of an ending. This is a fear that you're going to be betrayed, a fear that your stability is going to be disrupted in some way. And I'm getting a big no on that. Like, no, it's not. But I think this is something that unconsciously you've been fighting back, but it is something you're very afraid of. And I think it's leaving you like this. It feels from looking like this like it has to do with a relationship, whether that has to do with a new relationship you want to get into, an existing partnership, or whether it has to do with a business relationship. I don't know, but there definitely is another person involved. Could be a family member too. As I mentioned, it could be that father-like energy, or I don't know. There's just been this whole thing about you needing to take care of yourself. But in this process of healing, you want to make sure that you're not sabotaging yourself or letting other people sabotage you. Now, overall, you have Anubis with the 2 of Water. Wow. Okay. So Anubis is a card of protection. And yeah, I don't know why that word did pop into my head somewhere. I don't know if I said it out loud, but I do feel like there's a sense here that you are looking for protection or looking to need protection. It's also very similar to the Seven of Wind card in the sense that it has to do with negotiation. Like Anubis can be negotiating, your way through a situation, talking something out, figuring something out, coming up with a solution, but maybe doing it in kind of a more diplomatic. Again, there's this not always very direct. Anubis is the guide through the underworld, so this is the guide through this space here. So overall, I think everything's going to be good for you. Whatever changes come up, whatever shocking things change or you learn or whatever, is not going to, ultimately you are protected no matter what's happening here. And the Two of Water, yeah, I mean, this definitely seems to be pointing to, I mean, if you're somebody looking for love, or if you're thinking, or a love relationship is a question here, then it definitely looks to me like this is something you're moving towards. And I feel like this is something that may have two sides as well, in the sense that it's not just you pining for somebody who's not interested in you. I feel like it's definitely encouraging you to connect. And if it's not connecting in a love way, it may just be about connecting with people who, I'll use the phrase, make your heart sing. That's what came into my head. Make your heart sing. People who make you feel good about yourself, who are emotionally satisfied, not just people who, it shouldn't just be all about practical stuff. It's not just what does this person do for you, but how do they make you feel? Okay, so let's pull a Moonology card for you. So Aries, what does Aries need to know for this period of March 26th through April the 8th? Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, what did I just say about emotions? Super Moon card, emotions are running high, okay? So, all right, so there seems to be some situation for you, Aries, that, I mean, and you are a very high energy sign. You're ruled by Mars. So, yeah, I feel like this is a very, very, I mean, there's tons of water in this. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of water for Aries. And now I'm seeing emotions are running high. Yeah, you're very, very deeply emotional and very deeply in thinking about something. I don't feel like it's something you're showing to people. I think it's something you're, again, I think you're presenting one face to people, and then privately there's something else that's going on here. But yeah, so again, that would explain why we have Anubis saying navigate the situation carefully. But I do feel that this is something, there is a situation here that is very, very deeply emotional, and that maybe emotions feel intensified right now. But I am feeling like this eclipse is going to bring a change. It's going to bring a truth. It's going to get rid of a lot of this lack of clarity that we have here. But it is also telling you to follow your heart here, not to let the past hold you back, okay? Don't let the past hold you back. I feel like you need to this is a situation where you need to let go of the past. There's a lot of 6 energy in this. 6 of Earth, you have the Hathor card, which is number 6. You have card, Sirius, I said, was card 1 plus 5 is 6, 16. You have the 6 of Water. Yeah, and I think those are the, oh yeah, and Ankh, 2 plus 4 is 6. So you've got a lot of 6 energy in here. And 6 energy, it could be something that's going to happen in 6 days, 6 weeks, maybe 6 months. Eclipses can be something that happens on a 6-month time scale. But 6s can also be about moving away from conflict and moving into calmer water. So, yeah. Anyway, take all this as it resonates. I really hope this was helpful to you. I hope you have a great week, Aries, and we'll see you in the next video.